Let me show you what's in my backpack. So going out and meeting my buddy Jeremy, we're doing a day hunt. Well, it's 5 days of hunting, but we're day hunting out of base camps. I got my Kodiak canvas. I got everything loaded up for base camp here in the truck. But I wanted to show you what I keep in this day pack. This is the EXO K4 2200, and then I got a lid, 2800 cubic inches, something like that maybe. This pack seems to be pretty good for a little day hunting pack. I can get everything I need in it, and that's what we're gonna go over right now. So what goes in the bag? Start there. Inside of the bag, there's this water bladder sleeve. I don't use a water bladder, so I use that for other things. Other things being kill kit will go in there. I don't really have much in the kill kit because it's not my deer hunt, but I do have a couple of game bags and some gloves and a knife. So a couple of other extras that are in there. I keep blue tape in case we need to mark a deer or put tag information on an antler or do something. And then I have a marker. And then of course I have my niche Custom Blade Works Purple Heart knife that always stays in that pack. All right, that goes down in the bottom of that water bladder. Then I have a minimalist first aid kit. This is a Go Hunt Tyvek bag. I really like it for this first aid kit. They keep a compression bandage, which are super handy to have. I've used them many times in the military. Don't really want to have to use one now, but if I need to, I can. Tourniquet. And then this is just a Adventure Medical Kits, little medical bag with a bunch of crap in it that I might need. Band-Aids, Neosporin. That gets shoved in the bottom also. Next, in that water bladder sleeve, so I have another Go Hunt Extra Small Tyvek bag. And this just has a 10K backup battery that I keep. The appropriate cables, so I have my cable for my cell phone. And then I also have the charging cable for this. I don't really need it on this trip, but sometimes I carry a solar panel, and I use that solar panel to charge the battery. Oh, and then I have a backup Sony camera battery. So power goes in this small Tyvek. And then with this one, there's a strap right here to do your water bladder sleeve on it. And I just bungee that little thing on there so that it hangs toward the top. All right, so that's all the stuff that I probably won't need. So I keep it back in that water bladder sleeve. Next thing is waters. So I just, because it's a day hunt, I take a case of water with me. I just grab waters every day. Honestly, I like these bottles of water better than Nalgene. I know a lot of people carry Nalgene bottles. I weighed 2 of these, fills a Nalgene water bottle up completely. And these versus the Nalgene was like 5 or 6 ounces more than just carrying 2 bottles of water. Plus, one, I can separate them. If I want to have a cup of coffee, I can use some water for that. If I want to put a drink mix or something in an individual bottle, I can. So, I put one of those toward the top in the water bladder sleeve, and then I shove 2 toward the bottom, and then I'll keep this one on the outside. But I take 4 bottles of water with me. Next up inside that compartment, so we're gonna go to the outside, and I'm gonna put my stuff on these 2 outside compartments here. First thing is, on one side I'm gonna do a sit pad. This is just an old X-Ped mat that I cut up into pieces. Fits real good on that side. Then on the other side, I've got my Revic 65 millimeter spotter, and it fits perfect. In that little side pouch. All right, so now for the main body area. I don't keep a lot in here because, again, it's a day hunt, and I keep these. These are Outdoor Research puppy gloves. It's supposed to be pretty chilly in the mornings, like mid to high 20s early in the morning, and then it's gonna get up into like the high 50s and low 60s. I know my hands get pretty cold, so I like to have these things around in those early mornings. So I just kind of shove those in there. And then I have, this is the Go Hunt Atmosphere jacket, and I'll stick that in there. I'll kind of keep an eye on the temperatures. If I don't use the Atmosphere, if I want to go a little bit heavier, this is the 4Low. I can't remember what it's called, but it's 4Low puppy jacket. It's much heavier than that Atmosphere jacket. But I think with a good grid fleece, a good base layer, and then a good mid layer, this Atmosphere is going to give me what I need. So that goes in there. And then this is my Sony 70-200 camera lens. That'll go in the top. Next up, on the top here, there's a little pocket, just a little storage pocket. I keep my toilet paper, some hand sanitizer, and I'll have some dude wipes. I haven't put those in there yet, but they'll go in that pocket as well. All right, so that's it. Now the lid. Inside of the lid, there's a small pocket on the front there. That'll have headlamp. And then there's a larger main pocket. And in there I have a lightweight pair of gloves used for hiking in, whatever, just lighter than those Outdoor Research puppy gloves. I have a neck gaiter and a beanie. And those all go in the top pocket. And then I got a food bag here that's got some snacks. Nothing too crazy. Some cheese and crackers, some graham crackers, some gummies. I like to make a sandwich. Since I'm base camping, I'll have a cooler and I'll have the ability to make a sandwich. So I'll throw a ham and cheese or something in there every day so that that'll be my lunch. And then I got a few snacks for the rest of the day. And I don't know why, but I just keep stuff in this Everly stock bag. It doesn't weigh anything. You never know when you're going to need it. Could be used for other stuff. Okay, so that's that in the main bag. Now on the side, this is the side where I had my sitting pad. So I'll put this is the Tricer BC tripod. So I'll be taking this with the LP head, very, very light backpacking setup. You have to sit down behind it, but that's okay. Most of the time when I know where we're going and most of the places we're gonna go, there's good sit spots and it's perfect. I could take the AD, Tricer AD, which is a little bit taller, but I think this is gonna get what I need to do. So that'll get strapped down. So one thing on this, this backpack, what I did is I put a locking clamp buckle on the top just so it'll lock it in place. And then the way that this tripod is if I turn it over, it doesn't really catch the top there, the head. So I just put it upside down, shove it in there with that lock buckle. It holds everything nice and tight. Bring your other buckle over like that. On the other side, that's where the spotting scope is. This is an Argali Carbon X trekking pole. I'm just taking one. If we have to pack out a Coues deer, if you've ever packed out a Coues deer, it is not that difficult. So, and the terrain isn't terrible, but I like to have one. I always keep at least one trekking pole. And then when I got this backpack, I set it up. I also have a locking buckle on this side, and I use that for securing a rifle. So that's on there. Another thing that I missed that goes in the lid is it goes up here with my headlamp. This is the extra buckles that I took off, and I always toss these in there. You never know when you're going to break a buckle or you're going to need that. So doesn't take up any space. They're not heavy. I just throw them in the top of the lid. And that is that. So we'll get her buckled up here. That extra bottle of water that I was talking about earlier goes down in the side pocket right there. And then on the front strap here, I have the Peak Design capture clip. And that's where, this is my Sony A9 III. So my Sony goes clipped in the Peak Design capture. And there you go. That's a day's worth of hunting in the EXO Mountain Gear K4 2200 with a lid. And there's plenty of space. I really think that if I wanted to, if it was even colder out, I could get a pair of puppy pants in there still. Or if it looked like it was going to be a rainy environment, there's still a little bit of room to throw in a top and bottom for rain gear. So everything I need. All right, thanks for watching. And the last thing I forgot to add is the Tricer KS. This is a little phone mount. I was actually recording the video using this thing, but it's really lightweight, and I like to throw it in my pack in case we need to take a group picture or do anything. You don't even realize it's there, so it's nice to have, and then put your phone on it.